Hello, I'm in Suffolk and I'm going to walk the Peddars Way, which is a 46-mile trek from middle of nowhere really to home next to the sea. So I said the path started in Suffolk I've been walking for about 5 minutes through Nettershaw. Yeah, Nettershaw Heath Nature Reserve. There we go. But when I cross this bridge now, I'm in Norfolk, and the rest of the route is through Norfolk. So it's a Norfolk path really, not a Suffolk path. Yeah, the cuckoo. Must be really close. Anyway, as I said, the Peddars Way is a 46-mile walk. It starts at Nettershaw Heath and finishes at Holme-on-Sea. It follows the route of an old Roman road most of the time, so it's fairly straight. Which the Romans built after Queen Boudicca's revolt, and I think they built it really as a place, as a road for easy access, so they could keep the Norfolk Celts under control. And I think there might have been a port north, so it was a road that led to that port. Before that, it was an ancient trackway, and afterwards it became a route for drovers, cattle, sheep, taking herds or flocks from one place to another. So it's a pretty busy kind of route. Going through Norfolk means that it's pretty flat, and being an old Roman road means that it's pretty straight. I'm planning to do it over 3 days, and I'm gonna wild camp in between. I've got my bivvy bag and tarp, and I think the weather is going to be pretty much like this. So if it stays this way, I think it's almost ideal. So it's good to get out again. Good to be back outdoors. Good to have a pack on my back. And yeah, doing some miles. So I don't know if you can see this, but there's just loads of caterpillars in front of this path, dangling by a thread. I don't know if they're making their way to the ground or what they're doing. The trouble is, I've got to walk through them all. Look at them all over me, which I have. I'm not sure what the crop is here, but I guess this is pretty typical Norfolk, isn't it? Great swathes of land with vegetables growing in it. I don't know what they are. They look a little bit like parsnips. It's a really light sandy soil here, and I think I read that they had to plant all these trees because you get easy soil erosion, and we've not had a lot of rain for ages. Last week's been a bit wet, but not that wet, so hence they have to do this all the time, water it artificially. That's the A1066 just up there, with no traffic on it now I'm talking about it. I've got to cross that in a minute. Not really been walking long, but I've made it now to the A1066, which I've got across over there. Heads in the way over there. There were loads of those caterpillars dangling down. I walked along. I had to stop and check because they were crawling all over everything. Blew them off. Felt a bit cruel really, but I don't really fancy taking them along with me. So yeah, it's a fairly busy road, Thetford Road. What more is there to say? Just got to get across. This bank beside the path is what they call an agar, which is a bank built by the Romans to raise the road up above the ground. I guess the theory is maybe it was a bit damp or wet or boggy around here, so they lifted it up and brought it up here, which I suppose is useful for walkers like me as well. This part of the Peddars Way runs near to the river Thet. We'll cross it in a minute, and in the winter it often gets flooded, makes it impassable. Fortunately, because there's not much rain, it's bone dry today. This is the River Thet. In front of me is an old bomb crater. So somewhere around near here there was a airfield, bombers airfield. I think there are quite a few bomb craters around about. I'm not sure whether they dropped the bombs when they were practicing or whether they were sort of bombs they hadn't dropped and needed to get rid of before they landed. Anyway, they make big holes, don't they? And like I say, I think there's a few around here. I'm sure that's what I read. I've come to a car park with some picnic benches. It's just off the A11, which I've got to cross in a little while. It's a hectic dual carriageway, and I met a couple of ladies earlier on and they said it's a bit risky, but anyway, it's got to be done. After crossing the River Thet, the first part of it was this path that sort of wound its way through overgrown bushes, trees and stuff like that, so it was quite enclosed. But then it came to some other woods and it just opened out, and those woods were beautiful. They were full of ferns and amazing colour of green, and there was quite a view as well out over these fields, so it was good bit of variety, good bit of change. I liked it. So yeah, just gonna sit here for a bit, eat my food and chill out, and then brave the A11 trunk road. So that was good break, enjoyed that. Half hour, something like that, never sandwiches and stuff. Now I've got to brave the A11 trunk road across this. I'm not going to video this. I suppose you've got to see me sort of going underneath the lorry, do you? Which I'm not planning on doing. Actually, I'm going to go now. It's clear. So there you go. I have videoed it. I'm sure I'm going to video the next bit though. Only 100 yards up from the A11 and come to a railway crossing. Woo! I think there's about a train to come. So I've just crossed over from the level crossing, railway level crossing. Going ahead that way is Peddars Way, that's the way I'm going. But this way is the Harling Drove, or the Great Fen Road, which is another drover's track apparently. And you see it says danger deep water, so there's not a lot of places where there's water around here. So places like this were important. Anyway, yeah, again it's a trackway that they think was pre-Roman. When I walk along tracks like this, which are just dead straight for ages, I think, oh, I wouldn't want to have been a Roman, not a Roman soldier. Imagine if this is what it was like all the time, just on and on and on, looking from one horizon to the other, no bends. I'm now coming into the village of Stonebridge. I don't think there's a massive amount to it really. There's a pub which is called the Dog and Gun, but I've got a feeling it's probably long shut. Look at that stonework of that place. It's flint. You get that quite a lot in Sussex. Flintstone, I guess where it's common, it's what you build with. Anyway, let's see what's ahead. To be honest, the last bit's been a little bit uninspiring. It's just been this long track with, yeah, not particularly great countryside around it, but here we are and see what this has to offer, eh? There's an old windmill. Sadly, it hasn't got its sails anymore. Well, this looks like it might have been the pub. It's not the Dog and Gun, it's the Bricks. Or whatever it is. It's well and truly shut. And look at that. A couple fighter jets. And that says it's the old Dog and Partridge. So what was the pub called? Since Stonebridge it's been a tarmac road, but I've walked past some really nice pine woods, and there's some farms on the right, I think chicken farms, and there's one up here, looks like they've got quite a lot of horses, so it's alright, it's okay, no complaints. That road there leads to a military firing range, and this road here, that's the Peddars Way, that's the way I want to go. And as we walk along beside it now, we walk along beside the firing range. Sometimes you can hear them firing, and once or twice when I was further down I thought maybe I could hear the distant sounds of gunfire of some sort, but it's a totally restricted area, you can't go on there at all. So I'm going to go that way. There are several of these stones along the way, I think, with writing on them. I think it's poetry, but I tried to read it. All I got was the footprints of something. Just come off the tarmac onto this. This is a bit nicer to walk along. I'm still next to the firing range though. All over there. You can't see nothing, but I've heard a few rumblings of guns of some sort. Anyway, pressing on. Yeah, gunfire. I've come across another one of them poetry stones, and I can't read this one either. Survey or shave made the... I really don't know. Need to find out, don't I? Anyway, I think I'm nearly at the end of walking along the firing range. It is massive, absolutely massive. It goes on for miles. I don't know how many acres or hectares it is, but it's huge. And this top end, quite a bit of it has been farmed. So I guess they rent it out to the farmer and agree not to shoot at him. But yeah, I'm not very far away from Little Cressington, I think, which is the end point for this section. And then I need to find somewhere where I can bivvy, and I think that might be a bit of a problem, because really I need somewhere out the way and somewhere that's sheltered, because it is really windy. Can you see that deer in the middle of the field staring at me? Roe deer. He's staring at me, I'm staring at him. After walking through lots of really beautiful woodland, it is really, really nice. And I've come to sort of quite a lot of open farmland, wheat fields, which makes a nice change. Big wide open spaces. However, I think I'm about to walk back into some narrow pathway with bushes either side again. Back into that. I'm nearly at Little Cressington. I'm going to try and get some water there. Have a rest. Might cook my tea there. See what happens. I've come off the pathway down to this is All Saints Church, Thruxton. It's really unusual. Look, it's got a round tower. Never ever seen that before. I'm kind of hoping it's got a water tap somewhere and I can get some water. All they had at the church was a water butt. Anyway, I tried to filter some, but my water filter's not working properly, so it's no good. I've had it a long time, so probably need to ditch it, get a new one somewhere. So let's hope somewhere in Little Cressington is somewhere where I can get some water. Well, this is Little Cressington. This is St Andrew's Church of Little Cressington. Intriguing, look. Oh, a bit of it's just ruins. Kind of fallen down. Wonder how that happened. Fascinating. Well, it's a pretty Spartan old church. Very simple. And it doesn't have a water supply. Quaint though. Yes, success! There's this old biker boy in his garden. Old Londoner, East Londoner. Good old chap. And yeah, he's filled my water bottles up for me. Salt of the earth type. So yeah, that's it. I'm definitely a lot happier now. So I'll plod on for at least another mile, because I want to get 15 miles done. This is about 14 mile mark. And then try and find somewhere to get my head down. Somewhere that's a bit sheltered out of the wind. Because when it blows, it blows. Cool. Well, my book says that on the way to Castel Acre, which is the next village, it's about 10 miles away, 10, 11 miles. It's quiet country lanes and open fields like this. I don't know if that means this is what I'm going to be walking along all the time tomorrow. Well, I found this bit of land in these woods, sheltered. So I think this is going to be it. I think this is going to be my home for the night. Hopefully nobody will come by. This is my setup for the night. Hopefully it'll all work out and be okay. I had this for tea, which is quite tasty, quite nice really. A bit mushy, but what can you expect? It's a nice sunset through the trees. It's a bit after 8 o'clock. I think that's about it. See you all tomorrow.